as well. Yes, we are. Awesome. Okay, good morning, everyone. I hope we're all going well today. Just gonna float that over there. Hello, Ashy. It's nice to see you. Welcome to the stream. How are you going, Golly Pop? I stayed up. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I hope you don't have anything too crazy on tomorrow. But thank you for joining in. I very much appreciate it. It's gonna be... I'm so sleepy, by the way. I'm so sleepy. I was very much considering not streaming today because of how sleepy I am. But I was like, nah, I can't bail out. Nah. Bit iffy, but can chill for a bit. Okay, that's good. That's good. I very much was tempted to sleep for another 2 hours. Because I had the bright idea of going into the city by bus twice yesterday. and doing social things, which has absolutely drained me. I got home at like 11 o'clock. Oh. Oh, did we miss something? Where are we? What happened? This morning I was drinking coffee on a balcony and I dropped the mug as soon as it shattered on the ground below. My playlist decided to play the annoying dog theme, so suffice to say Toby Fox is rage baiting me via his psychic powers. That is so funny. I'm sorry. That is hilarious. But I'm also very sorry for your loss. That is so bad. That is... the comedic timing there is insane. Also, we have added Yumi to our entourage of women, as you can see, because I love her so much. I love her purple hair and her mechanical arm and her centipede tattoo. She's very cool. Tricky Toby's at it again. He is. By the way, this is probably going to be a bit of a shorter stream, only for an hour, maybe an hour and a half, as I need to drive a car directly after. Well, eat some food and then drive a car. I've completely forgotten the plot of this game outside of Morgan is hot and Holocop is prime suspect. That's honestly very fair. I'm forgetting a little bit as well. But yeah, I think that summarizes it pretty well. Morgan is hot, she committed murder, but then also her friend David Ashore, Dr. David Ashore, also got murdered. / poisoned, and we're trying to figure out who poisoned him. That's pretty much to summarize it. I believe in you. Thank you. Up on ramps and down off ramps, above skywalks and under tram lines. The buildings get progressively more polished as we head into the most economically developed part of the city. Corporate territory, national headquarters for the likes of How Industries. Look, Yoon, Tefis, Neef. Each of them sheltering their own micro-city of employee accommodations beneath their skyscraper's shadows. Holocop game solved. It must be Holocop. You see how sneaky she is? She blends into the background, but she's always watching. Has to be Holocop, it has to be. This detective stuff is easy. I'm a modern-day Columbo. Oh my god, you must be. For once in my life, I'm way ahead of schedule, which is epic. Oh, that's awesome! Congrats! Good job! That means you've been locking in real hard, and I'm proud of you for that. Such a good girl. Good job. Yeah, we read that already. Wowful. Wowful. The entirety of the ocean floor coming together to feast and grow and live. Runs away / jerking. live off the fetid, rotting fat of the leviathans that swallow generations of people by the mouthful. Weight is commonly listed, and my weight is... Do I really have to disclose that? Noble lays calm to one of the largest shadows in the city, a towering nerve center for the whole nation's android industry. It's meant to be intimidating, and I'm sure, but today I'm glad that Noble keeps such a sizable physical presence here. I need answers about David and his work on Sarah. Answers I'd never get browsing the company website or speaking to a representative. Synopsis: relationships. There are typically trivia sections as well. Should I start there? Noble will have their guard up, of course, but even that will tell me something. Where they let me walk, who they let me talk to. I got $60 in my account, $30 cash for off-the-record purchases that Mama cannot find. I'm ahead of schedule in assignments, and I'm seeing a movie tomorrow. Life is going good, too good. That's awesome. I'm really happy to hear that. You have money, you're gonna buy some nice, cute things, you're ahead of assignments, so you're not stressed too much, and you're watching a movie. What movie are you watching? When will it be ruined? /J. Oh, hopefully it won't be. You definitely deserve a bit of a break. History. Their efforts at performative transparency and clumsy this word will... I'm so bad with words today because I'm EP. Brain not awake. I'm gonna see Project Hail Mary. Oh yeah, I heard that's really good. I was planning to maybe watch that at some point too. Because it's a space movie and they're calling it Interstellar for the modern age. I'm like, wow! So yeah. So that would be cool. I hope you enjoy it. I'll have to definitely watch it sometime. How did you know my father? What? I am sorry. Did I interrupt your brooding? No. What did you ask? My father. I knew you were his friend. But what was your relationship like? Can't you just scroll through our socials? Father avoided social media. And your online presence is not significant. You saying I don't have enough followers? Essentially. We went to the same college. You studied programming? No, I studied all kinds of different things as an undergrad, but not technology. Oh, thank you for the... Oh, did I hear a bonk? Oh gosh, am I going crazy? Oh, it was in the game. Whoa, what happened? Oh, it's playing twice. I have not fixed that. Oh, thank you so much for the subscription, Ashy. Thank you. That was very unexpected. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. I don't know what to say other than thank you, so thank you. I need to fix the notification playing twice. I forgot that it would do that. Whoopsies. But no, thank you very much for the subscription. I really appreciate it. It helps a lot. Yay. Thank you. Yeah. Sorry, I'm like a stunned salmon right now. Give me a second. I'm going to go to sleep though, because I need to be up in just over 5 hours. Oh my god, yes, please do. Please get some sleep. Get some sleep. I hope you have some amazing sleep, and I'm wishing you lots of luck with work tomorrow. Take care, and thank you for tuning in. I did see a very cute skirt with ribbons and pockets, and I could afford it, but it was too big and didn't have a belt line. Oh, that sucks. I hate when you find a piece of clothes that's like perfect, but there's one thing that's wrong about it. It's so annoying. Or if it just like, you love it so much, but it doesn't fit. It's the worst feeling ever. Happens a lot to me. Thank you. Enjoy the stream. Thank you very much. Thank you. I will. Hey. Is that a good way to prepare for law school? I wasn't preparing for law school. Test. Oh, are you testing? Or anything else, really. David, though, he had talent. He knew he wanted to do something with it. He studied programming, robotics, discrete maths, cybernetics. What classes did you share then? Business ethics. Oh, hot diggity dog, we are lagging hardcore style. Oh no. No. Oh no. I hope the lag's not too bad. I was the second best student in the class, and he was the first. He was the one who asked the most questions. Not sure about his actual ranking. He found the course challenging, and I clearly didn't, despite being younger. Guess he felt burned. He'd come up to me after class to argue, and sometimes to ask for help. Father always talked about socializing like it was a chore. It was kind of you to give him a chance. What? Like I was some kind of social butterfly? The belle of the ball. The belly of the ball. What an interesting quote slash phrase. I can definitely speak today. You weren't? One Sunday night, he knocked on my door all panicked, saying he was in bad shape for this tech course. There was a midterm or something the next day. I couldn't make heads or tails of the material, but I did my best to at least quiz him. He wasn't satisfied though, wanted to cram the rest of the night.
Hedgehogism just conjured tell an embarrassing story.
Oh, thank you for redeeming that. I have to once again think. I mean, something happened yesterday that I can talk about. I should save my points for the thing, ha 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 ha. Oh no, not the thing. I'm not barking for 3 minutes. Oh no. Embarrassing story. Well, I don't know if this will satisfy, but, okay, actually, I gotta think. I always get so stunned. Well, yesterday I decided to go out and do some public karaoke for the first time, where I would stand on a stage in front of an entire crowd of strangers and sing a song. Let's just say it was pretty bad. I've never done that before, and I was very shaky, and I could not sing properly because of how shaky I was, so I was completely off tempo. I was singing too fast, so I was missing some of the lyrics, or like way ahead of the lyrics. Then the mic stopped working as well, and it was just an absolute mess. That is the most I've shaken in a while. And I felt very embarrassed. But it's definitely a good way to push myself outside of my comfort zone, that's for sure. Sing a song in front of a bunch of strangers at a random place for fun. So I guess that's an embarrassing story, because I very much felt like I wanted to crawl in a hole after that. But I still sung a second song later on, and that went a little bit better. Thank you for the love, thank you.
Hedgehogism just conjured throw some love at me.
I can tell a story. I saw a very pretty madam and got very flustered and tripped flat on my face and wanted to crawl into the sewer and never leave. It's so true, but oh yeah, that is very embarrassing as well, actually. That is. It happens a lot though, gay panic. Things happen at the worst times, I swear. Father had to cram for an undergraduate midterm. Did I say something scandalous? He's been called the founder of modern programming. Yeah, well, even founder types can have poor time management when they're 21. 21? He was already fried by that point. It wasn't hard to tell what he was really asking for. So I went and stole a study aid for him. You stole a controlled substance just to help him with studying. Pfft, no, that'd be insane. No, I just pocketed some breath mints from the common room. Told him to pinch his nose and swallow fast because the taste is so strong. You gave him a placebo. He already knew the content as good he would, He already knew the content as good he ever would. What he needed was to sleep. He could barely keep his eyes open by the time I got back from my daring heist. 21. Me had idea, me play video game on the big screen after I do this work. Ooh, that's a good idea. Thank you, I will definitely stretch, because I have not done that. I woke up like 10 minutes before stream. Big stretch. Yay. Didn't take much convincing for him to rest his eyes just until it kicked in. Also, if you watch anime, because that's all I watch now, I'm watching like 5 different things right now whenever I get a chance. Yeah, and Witch Hat, Atlia is very good. Very good. Highly recommend. Very pretty. Very good story. I also finished Jujutsu Kaisen like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and very good. I kind of want to rewatch it because it's that good. I woke up to The Third Sanctuary by Toby Fox, and it was playing really loud, and I couldn't turn it off until I unlocked my phone, but I could barely see it, so it wouldn't stop. What the heck? Why is your phone playing random songs? Is your phone okay? That's kind of funny, though. You literally live in the Deltarune universe. I'm sorry. I've seen some anime, Sonic X, Kirby, right back at you. That's it. Yeah, that's a... Yeah, I mean, no comment. And the test. B+, I think. I'm surprised that father stayed close with you after that. You stole and lied to him. I stole and lied for him. And David understood that. He was good at understanding things without me having to spell them out. But I guess that's not the kind of thing that gets passed down through programming. Anyway, we kept in touch after that. First year of grad school, he published this paper. The Turing Solution, a framework for programming adaptive linguistic heuristics. One of his advisors came up with that title. David thought it was way too cocky, but it still hasn't failed any known Turing test in years since. Don't act like you're the one who deserves credit for it. He called me one weekend, asking for advice on how to handle all the attention. Job offers, interviews, apprenticeships, invitations to immigrate. No, wait, I saw an episode of Death Note. It was like middle of the show, I think. Why was it the middle of the show? Was it like a friend or something showing it to you? It's a show about some twink and an emo constantly one-upping each other while a gangly guy hangs out eating apple. That's actually a very, very good description of it. That summarizes it very well and is probably the best description I've ever heard. I love that. That is fantastic. One of my one of my favorite animes of all time is Kill la Kill. I think Kill la Kill is very underrated. It surprised me, and I watched it 5 times in a month. That's how good it is, and I don't do that to anything. So I highly recommend Kill la Kill. It has good action, really good story, it's beautiful music, and it's original. It's not based off of anything. It's an original series, which is rare. It's rare that you get an anime that's not based on a manga. So I do want to watch more anime, but it's hard to find the time, you know. Yeah, it is. I shall watch it. You should. It's like 26 episodes or something. It's really good. Really, really, really good. Like, warning, it's slightly not safe for work. Slightly, but it's really good. And I just mean there's a lot of skin. There's nothing else, really. What did you tell him? I don't remember telling him anything, actually. A lot of our conversations went like that. He would talk to me about whatever personal or professional problem was stuck in his head that day, and I would nod while he swore himself out. And at the end of the conversation, he'd thank me, even though I hadn't offered a single word of advice. He took Noble's offer, and they took over his education, paid him to work on his masters during the day and attend corporate training at night. Jeez, that's busy. And whatever else Noble may be, they were smart enough to start listening to him early. I'm not watching One Piece. That's like a show that I very much refuse to watch because it would take me from the day I was born to the day I die to catch up. There's like 10,000 episodes or so. Yeah, there is a lot. There's over 1,000. It's very long. I recommend, they're remaking the anime at the moment and condensing it down with new modern animation. So I'm just waiting for that, to be honest. And I recommend you to wait for that as well, because it's going to be shorter. It's going to be shorter and up to date. Yeah. Alright, that's good. Yeah, it looks really pretty. It looks very pretty. Or just watch the live action. I've been watching the live action, and it's actually really fun. And like, obviously they cut a lot out, but yeah, still. My ex was really, really, really into One Piece, so that's how I know a lot about the lore and the characters and everything, which helped, actually. So I kind of know what happens, even though I haven't read it. It's also just hard to get into new shows at the moment, you know. Oh, 100%. I have to be very convinced to watch something or try something. And then when I do try it, I'm like, damn, this is epic. Like with Jujutsu Kaisen, I avoided it for years. Because I don't know, I just didn't get it. But once I watched it, and there's 3 seasons of it, and I watched all 3 seasons, I was like, oh my gosh, this is one of the best shows of all time. I understand now, I understand. The animation, the fights, the story, the music, everything in it is so peak. So, yeah, it can be very hard to pick something up. But now I just give things a chance. Like, I've just picked up a bunch of random shows that I watch every now and then when I'm at the gym. And it's good, it's good. Like Witch Hat, Atlia, I'm watching Needy Streamer Overdose, or Needy Girl Overdose. And I'm also watching Gachi Kuta? Or Gachi, yeah, I think that's what it's called, Gachi Akuto. Which is a very cool one. And I'm also watching Agents of the Four Seasons. And, Botan Kamiya Fully Blossoms When Drunk, which is a Yuri anime. Hee 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 hee. So I'm watching like 5 different things. Very slowly. My only experience with One Piece comes from a 4Kids bumper. Basically, 4Kids was an anime network that had unofficial crossovers in the ads. Yeah, I do remember. And they had really weird censoring as well. And bumpers and stuff. And it was like a quiz bumper where it was like, who gave Luffy his lucky straw hat? And the answers were two One Piece characters or Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, so goofy. So goofy, but yeah, I do remember 4Kids. They had a lot of goofy stuff. Yuri! I love Yuri so much, oh my god. I'm watching DuckTales at the moment. Oh, nice. DuckTales, I remember watching some DuckTales when I was younger. How are you enjoying it? Or like, are you enjoying it, I mean? It also had Sonic using the national anthem of the USA. That's so goofy. Oh my gosh. It's still peak. Yeah, a lot of old animation is really awesome. And nostalgic. I'm in season 3 at the moment. Oh, awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying it. You are referring to his 1-point doctrine. Quality over quantity. Simple and elegant, just like his card. Simple and elegant, but anathema to a global... let me restart that. Simple and elegant, but anathema to a global corporation with supply chains designed for maximum capacity and just-in-time manufacturing. But obviously, they got over their distaste fast enough. In the span of a few years, Noble's gone from making manual labor ads for meager profit to being the world leader in intelligence as a service. Even as he was making money hand over fist, he still kept in contact with a nobody like me. I moved to the city for my apprenticeship, and he helped me put down a payment on my apartment. Then made up excuses as to why he couldn't help me move boxes. Sir, is that enough detail for you? Thoroughly convinced that he and I were, in fact, friends. I am. But, Adonai, the favor that you owe him, what was it for? Tragic tale of season 3. It had to be rushed, sir. Ted's ending wasn't fully developed, and it kind of shows, kind of shows because they really had to speedrun the character arcs and stuff, and it kind of ends on no. Oh, I hate when that happens, yeah. It sucks when shows get rushed. It's still good, but definitely the worst season finale in terms of the stakes. Yeah, that sucks. That is very unfortunate. I'm waiting for Bleach Core 4, or Bleach Season 4 of 1000 Year Blood War, my favorite anime of all time, because that comes out this year, which will finish off the anime, or at least that arc of the anime for good, because, you know, I waited 10 years for it, so very excited. The animation quality is going up, 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 and up. Don't know how they're doing that, because it was already really high, but yeah. And it's going to be 80% original content, which is crazy, but I can't wait. Anyway. Nerd time. Nerd Yuri. Nerdy Yuri. Yuri with nerds. I also recently learned that they were gonna do a Darkwing Duck TV show that's in the same universe and a continuation of the DuckTales 2017 universe, but it was scrapped, and I'm still pissed. Oh yeah, that sucks. Because that would have been actually really cool. Darkwing Duck. Because I do remember hearing about that as well, actually. We could have had more Launchpad and Darkwing Yowie, but Disney is a loser. Yeah, they are actually a bit. They do be the homophobic. Nerd Yuri is best Yuri. I agree. I 100% agree. That's private. Understand? Uh-oh. Morgan and David are sure. What did yous do? I have zero interest in talking about it with you. Say you understand. I understand, Adonai. We will be arriving shortly. Shall I send word ahead? Just tell them David's lawyer is here. 2:49 p.m., July 1st, 2086. Noble Electronics, Northeastern HQ. Sub-lobby A8. Whoa, new place. I've been here before. Sat right here in this lobby, waiting for David to come and treat me to lunch. Disney, watch moral bankruptcy in real time. Yeah, actually. Their new slogan should be, Disney! Beep year. True, oh, yeah, Disney F year, that's true, yeah. At least, I think it was this lobby. Could have been some other floor, could have been an entirely different building. All these corporate towers of Babel feel like interchangeable fractals to me, folding in on themselves in patterns of narcissistic paranoia. So monumental in the scale of their hubris, they needed to use non-Euclidean geometry when drawing up the blueprints. Guambo!
Hedgehogism just conjured Guambo.
Goodbye, Guambo. I didn't even get to say good morning to Guambo. Guambo's dead. You will earn nothing and be happy. Yeah, actually, companies at the moment. Yep. Oh, Wild Fido appeared. I'm gonna catch that. But damn, they were using non-Euclidean geometry. That's crazy. My friend requested that I draw the buff birds from Delta in Chapter 2 in maid dresses and stuff, so that's my next job. Okay, that will be interesting. That will be very interesting. Very interesting, said Gaster, the man that speaks in hands. The greatest minds of each generation coming together just to find the most expensive way to shove their heads up their asses. Adonai, is something bothering you? Just doing the math on how long we'll be kept waiting here. Apparently, someone will be here shortly. So maybe if I pass the time by glaring around the place, it'll improve my mood. Oh, we got to investigate. Fido has been caught by me! Yippee! During my civic duty. Very, very interesting. Hehehe. Delta in Chapter 5 in July, I have a feeling. Yeah, it probably will be. Meaning I need to hurry up and do the Chapter 4 weird route. But that's going to have to be split across like a few streams since, you know, Chapter 4 in general is quite long. So that's probably like 3 streams waiting to happen. Meaning I'll probably start that next week. So stay tuned for that. They changed the logo again. Noble Electronics! How's it feel stepping in here? Is this some kind of religious experience for you? It's just the corporation where my father worked. Careful now, or they'll burn you for heresy against the company. You said it again. The company, as if it's a proper noun.
Hedgehogism just conjured posture check.
Thank you. I am shrimping right now, actually. Blech. I also need to go to the gym later, and I'm probably gonna do leg day. Thank you, thank you.
Hedgehogism just conjured hydrate.
Yum, yum, yum. Water is yummy. You're mimicking the employees, aren't you? Well, thank you for throwing a hot woman at me. Thank you. Sir, it can't obey simple orders, but it can pick up on that. Bear!
Hedgehogism just conjured bear.
Is it just a part of the corporate culture? Noble's one of the biggest corporations there is. One of the biggest there's ever been. Well, thank you for the fish.
Hedgehogism just conjured fish.
Wet fish slap. Now the fish chases the bear. What the tables have turned. Nature adapts. You know how scary that would be? If bears started running from fish. Like, what if fish grew legs again and got on land? Imagine that's what happens. Fish start walking again. I mean, I know there are fish that can go out of the water and actually, like, move around a bit. Like mud skippers, they can do that, which is kind of cool. But yeah, imagine if salmon and all that just started growing legs and walking on land. We would all be screwed. Before their extinction, bears were known to attack pizza delivery services more than any other vehicles / ref. Untime will become real. I wish. I very much wish. We mere humans can't hope to escape the gravity of anything that size, no matter where you live or how far off the grid you think you are. So, imagine what it's like working for them. You live in company dorms, work in company quarters. Wherever you go, that logo is above your head. You eat, sleep, and breathe on Noble's timetable at its discretion. When you spend your whole life inside of it, Noble must feel big enough to be the only company there is. Oh, watch. Oh, people watching. I still need to draw Alfie's getting tossed around like a cigarette. Yeah, honestly, fair. I hope that happens to me too. I really hope that happens to me. This is what I use my art powers for. Buff men and maid dresses and Yuri polyamory. I think that sounds like a pretty damn good use of free will in my opinion. Weird route jingle. Did you hear that? I did actually. I hear it constantly. My whole life is a weird route. So much energy. So many people. Also intent. You're kidding? It's Saturday. The place is half empty. But doesn't everyone work on Saturdays? All the parents do, so they don't need to find childcare on Sunday. Everyone else flips a coin, I guess. All these people for 12 hours a day, 6 days a week? What could they all possibly be doing? Making work for themselves. You can be very cynical, can't you? Yeah, I'm terrible. But that guy over there has just been jingling his cursor for the last 20 seconds. I need to get passed around like a cigarette or else I die. Don't let me die. Ah, slash jerky. Honestly, me too. And I know that one day you will. Trust me, one day you will. And I'm sure I will as well. Maybe even soon. We'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna make it happen. 1 minute 30 seconds ad should be illegal, and I'm not even kind of joking. Yeah, I'm sorry that that's the case. Brand new from PlayStation, something you've never seen before, a game about a white guy with dark hair and a beard, $4 million. Yeah, it do be like that. It's kind of funny when companies say something you've never seen before, but it's something you've seen before. Over and over again. Because it's just like another FPS game. With no actual new mechanics. We need more buff, hairy women, and by we, I mean me. I need them or else I die. This is true though, this is true. And hopefully the internet doesn't ruin that. To think this only one room, this complex is so massive that it doesn't even feel man-made. It's like it was carved out of the rock by waves, like it's always been here. That's the con. If this place was actually natural, there'd be birds everywhere. I hadn't considered that. Why aren't there birds in here? Probably because of what they do to the ones that get in. I'm kidding. Though I don't have a better explanation. Whoever comes to greet us better have a pulse and some goddamn authority. My mood's starting to sour, and if they just send me the first link in the infinite chain of corporate bureaucracy, I'll make them wish.
Morgan?
Morgan! Thank you for the Morgan. Aperture R. Actually. Aperture Science R-type beat. Noel holiday. Whoa, no way. Noel where? Morgan. Oh, a new character, maybe? That's me. Hey there. Android Manufacturing Quality Control, Eastern Division. Evan Doors? Doors, yeah. That's doors. Yeah, that is how you say it. Doors. Okay. I never thought of... Or Daywis? No, it is doors. A day? How do you say this last name? Doors? I think it's Dewez? Dewez? Is it Dewez? 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 Evan Dewez? I think doors. Doors? Yeah, I'm like, doors or Dewez? It's one of those two. I've been described as Snowgrave Noel by several people. Excuse me? What do you even mean? What does that even mean at this point? I don't think it's meant to be a good thing. Yeah, no, that doesn't sound like a good thing. Evan Dawes. No, Evan Dawes. Evan Dawes. He says like it's an afterthought. What's a name compared to your place in the hierarchy? You seem familiar. Have you... I'm David's lawyer. Oh, then we must have... Apologies. Let me just first say how sorry I am about his passing. You and everyone else at the company must be going through a lot right now. As if it's a proper noun. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me. You're welcome, but it's no big deal. Everyone's on the razor today, but what else is new? And compared to PR or legal right now, our workloads in QA are... Never mind, how can I assist you? Shortly before his passing, Dr. Shaw began the process of registering this android. Yes, that is correct. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to finish the job. I think it means that I behave similarly to Noelle in the weird route, which, okay. They aren't wrong, but watch what happens when I draw a character I don't know. Reference. Oh yeah, I still gotta change the auto mod stuff. Oh, where has my time gone? To be fair, if a pretty lady told me to proceed, I'd do whatever they wanted. Who said that? That is fair, that is fair. That is very fair. I mean, it very much depends, but I get it. Proceed. Whoa, 2 bots at the same time. That sounds like a lot of work. That sounds like a hot mess. Oh, we're not. Okay. Change of conversation. Oh, look at that. It's definitely custom. Gee, you think? Good thing I sought out an expert. Warm. Goes without saying. Reminds me of the A16 Premiere, if anything. The barcode is clearly printed, no visible defects. But you're right, it doesn't correspond to anything we've got on file. Well, they sent you the right man for the job. Now we just need to go to the right place. Not far, I hope. It's in the building. In the building? That could mean anything from down the hall to half a day's hike. The production line on B9 should have everything we need. You do manufacturing inside your corporate headquarters. B9's a fully functional production floor, but it was only built for demonstrative purposes. 2 at the same time? /J. I would know. Videla, shut your mouth. New clients make deals upstairs about how many and in what shape or size when then they come down to the basement to see how the sausage is made? Sausage? What? Deafening silence. Whoopsies. You heard nothing. They have enough money to build a fake factory just for guests. Smart. So long as you're only giving tours and not giving away company secrets. No need to worry about that. We take intellectual security very seriously around here. Bex says have the most peak of peak days and don't add the us. Thank you. I appreciate it. I hope that Beck also has one of the peakest days of all time. Thank you very much. I hope that they're going well. And I would love to see more of their art sometime. No kidding. There are 11 cameras on us at the moment that I can see. And who knows how many pairs of modded eyes are aimed our way. Clearly, nothing happens here without the almighty company knowing about it. So, if they try to claim ignorance about anything, it's gonna piss me off. I love those scenes. Lead the way. 3:08 p.m. July 1st of 2086. Noble Electronics Northeastern HQ. Basement floor 9. Yippee! It really is fully furnished down here. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but it's pretty rare to get to see all this in person, you know. Would you mind terribly if I looked around for a moment? No problem. I've got some prelim paperwork I need to handle anyway, so have at it. I better take full advantage. I'll need more than courtesy knowledge if I want to figure out where Sarah came from and why David wanted me to take custody. I'm gonna look around. You stay put in the meantime. Don't I? Wouldn't want to lose you among the rest of the merchandise. That's so messed up to say. We're gonna just save real quick as well. Alright, let's investigate. An inhaler left out on the desk. Probably a half-dozen empty ones in one of the drawers. Doors. The inhalers. They're distributed by the company, correct? Yeah, and we also know that, one of the previous characters, which I've already forgotten the name of, she also had an inhaler. Oh yeah, HR handles it. They personalize your dosage and prescription and update it based on performance and job fulfillment reviews. Other corporations do it the same way. Yeah, pretty much. Everyone's trying to keep pace with each other, so... Can't have your employees losing focus on the job. Could cost you who knows how much in the lost efficiency. Oh yeah, that also reminds me. Another thing to add onto the embarrassing story from earlier about, you know, public karaoke. Because I was shaking and I could barely keep tempo, I also couldn't use my more feminine voice, so it was just, oh no. It was just me looking all pretty, using like a really deep masculine voice and kind of dying inside. But people still clapped at least, so that was nice. Sorry if this is intensive, but given what happened to David, are overdoses common in the company? Yeah. Yeah, he says. Overdoses, that is, not hospitalizations or deaths. It's all pretty organized these days. These days. And back when I started in consulting, pretty much everyone had an embarrassing story from the first 2 years where they popped a few too many greens and missed the on-ramp. Popped greens. Yeah, it used to be pills. Green to get you going, yellow to keep you there, swallow right after brushing your teeth and get into your bunk fast. But yeah, the inhalers are a huge improvement. Like going from torches to the light club. Oh, not the light club. From torches to the light bulb. They sync straight to your personal biomes and adjust dosage in real time. Overdoses are way down. That's great to hear. The tradies under me don't realize how good they've got it. Kids probably won't even have to learn how to purge. Yeah, I know, right? Purge. Oh, we don't know about that yet. We gotta read up on that. Terms? What's purge? Purge. Oh, did it? Oh, there we go. The act of emptying one's stomach contents by inducing vomit, triggering the gag reflex, or using laxatives to stimulate a bowel movement. Oh, that makes sense. This seems to share some components with that coffin Sarah was napping in. If DAWs does quality insurance, is it some kind of Android collaboration device? Sorry, I missed stuff. I'm chatting with this overgrown rat, Beck/Silly. You're good. Don't worry, you're all fine. I was just saying that at the karaoke, I couldn't use my feminine voice, so because I was so shaky, so I was using like a very masculine voice, which was really embarrassing. But I still got claps, like while looking all pretty and dressed up. the trans experience. It's probably what he'll use to register Sarah. Looks a little... Is Sarah tall enough for it to recognize her? There's something out there that caught my eye when we came in. A very familiar shade of crimson. If I squint through the glass, out on the floor, there are temperature-controlled fluid tanks. Through glass on plastic floors, an eye-catching scarlet that transitions into... Sir, you add the blood towards the end. You mean the oxidant? Yeah, relatively late in the process. Something out of place? Androids have blood, even if it's not officially labeled as such, but it isn't red. It's pink. Sometimes milky, sometimes neon, occasionally garish, but pink. I just didn't think the oxidant would be red. Oh, right. Sorry, I barely noticed it at this point. The color is natural, comes from the biomanufacturing process. That, chromofuge out there removes the byproducts, the waste, the excess pigment, changing it from blood red to psycho-pop pink. Without that chromofuge, our android's flesh would come out looking all the wrong colors. Interesting. And why is that important? That may be true. It probably isn't, but it may be. But I have a simpler explanation. Blood is primal. The sight of it carries weight. They change the color of their product's blood so that when an android gets a bottle broken against its face, no one bats an eye. Feels like I've seen this before. This looks more like what Sarah was in. That's right, there was one in David's lab. That's the nano-grade elementary manufacturer. Nanofacturer for short. Real high quality piece of machinery. Each of them built in-house by Rondock Mechanics. What does it do? Nano-level flash fab. Basically a 3D printer for nanomachines. Ah, okay. You build nanomachines in your factories for use in your androids. The raw materials are cheap. Literally elementary. Sir, no sense in getting them shipped in. It's mostly the medical models that make use of them. Inject a couple thousand nanites into a patient's bloodstream, run diagnostics, and provide a solution. A 3D printer for nanomachines. Sir, what kind of ink does it use? Silicon, hydrogen, oxygen, carbon building blocks. They feed into the nanoprinter, and it assembles the machines particle by particle. Like a ribosome building structurally complex proteins. Yeah, structurally complex proteins out of chemically simple amino acids. Must be time-consuming. You would think, but Randa cracked the code on the parallel microfacturing. I wonder if we'll have something like that one day. Probably. The inside's crystalline, sprawling like an ant's nest. Raw materials enter at one of the thousands of different entry points, combining and recombining at intersections. The finished product ends up at the center and drips out in a liquid solution. Distilled nectar, swimming with millions of nanites in just 2 minutes. Nectar, it's sticky. It can be, depending on the desired output, but the door vacuum seals while it's cooking, so don't worry. It's completely spill-proof. What a relief. Not exactly a box of paper clips David could just have brought home from the office one day. He must have bought his urn for some reason. Oh, that was the thing. That was another thing. I saw it. The arm. Oh no, down here, what we've got on this data pad. Wow, the 7 souls.
Hedgehogism just conjured the 7 souls.
Thank you for the 7 souls. I am determined. I am filled to the brim with determination. Some kind of write-up. On the subject of Sullivan's Peak, much of our world today, and in fact much of our world's economy, is heavily influenced by the uncanny valley. The thought experiment provides a simple and easily applied explanation for the gaps we see in the otherwise wide spectrum of automated dependence that assist us in nearly every industry on the planet. There's a very simple, primal truth to it. We like things that resemble the living, like cartoons and puppets and toys. And we like things that are damn near indistinguishable from the living, like whatever name Noble's latest products are being sold under. But there are deep, deep trenches between those two ends, where products are universally appalling to human sensibility. The uncanny thank you for the pretty lady.
Hedgehogism just conjured Morgan.
The uncanny valley will no doubt remain a useful tool for teaching, marketing, and design for generations to come, but already we are seeing ways in which it fails. It is becoming increasingly clear to us that the space between nearly indistinguishable and truly indistinguishable is much wider than we ever suspected, and it may not be the only part of the map that we must fear. I propose we bridge these gaps in knowledge by looking to the speculative fiction of Robert Sullivan, who, in his most well-known work, Equal Under One Sky, described a concept which thereafter has been called Sullivan's Peak. Through the lens of his characters and their so very divided world, Sullivan demonstrated that the uncanny valley does, in fact, have its own peak on the other side, a point past which making an artificial existence any more human in its features serves only to make the user experience more uncomfortable, more difficult, and more fraught with moral pitfalls. Once you reach Sullivan's Peak, traveling any further only has diminishing returns. The implications of this idea are far-reaching. We will very soon reach a point at which the designers of ads can only make their creations less lifelike or less likable, a hard stopping point for technological progress. What then, we must ask? Oh, LMAO. Oh, this is very relative to today. Oop, looks like you forgot to sign in to this device. Drop your thumbprint below and we'll get you squared away so you can keep reading. Surprised to find reading material like that around here. Were they passing it around as a gag, or are they actually afraid of Sullivan's Peak around here? Noble must be wary of it, dismissive of it. If the peak does exist, they'll be coming up on it fast, now that androids are warm. Noble's entire product line... Yay, okay, I got it right. I was about to say. Noble's entire product line, maybe their entire industry, could go bottoms up if people start to think it's cruel. If Sarah's any indication of where their androids are headed, I could see some people getting uncomfortable. Oh, yeah, that's true. What's being built out there? Our top of the line, brand new bestsellers, the Animate 16, Warm. Looks kinda cold out there. We keep the factory floor refrigerated. Slows the organics already tuned metabolic activity to a minimum. That explains why the room doesn't smell like rotting flesh. The flesh out there is only somewhat rotting. Slowly. I just meant I'm surprised to see metal. Oh, well, all the A16s have alloy endoskeletons. The organics we layered on them in the process. Oh, huh. The organics are layered on them later in the process. Sounds like what Sarah told me about herself. Maybe she really was the A16's prototype. But it's hard to imagine bridging the gap between her and these scattered doll parts. I get that you can grow just about anything from blacks, Gemini. But how do you get the synthetic and organic to work together? Yeah, that was our first concern when R&D began work on the warp concept. The 1.0s were real skin with synthetic muscle, and it was a horror show. Metal pulling on skin was just... right. For 2.0, they work backwards. Organic muscles, organic skin, but digital signals on organic hardware was a dead end. Didn't the muscles flex when you passed an electronic current through them? They'd flex and unflex, sure, but that's not nearly precise enough for facial expressions. Looked like puppets strung up on live wires. We used the test footage to haze interns, actually. You must have figured something out. The A16 wouldn't look out of place on the runway. Thank you. we try. We ended up reaching out to mod companies. Well, we actually just bought out a half dozen of them, but... right. They figured out how to get human nervous systems moving mechanical limbs decades ago. So we just needed to get a mechanical nervous system to move. Living limbs. Very clumsy attempt to avoid using the word human. High-precision mods are slotted straight into the nervous system. They receive their input from neurotransmitters, not bioelectricity. Well, hydrate, thank you. And thank you for the food, thank you. I'm gonna hydrate right now.
Hedgehogism just conjured throw some food my way.
Oh, was that fish in the water? That's crazy.
Hedgehogism just conjured fish.
I made a giant batch of tuna with rice and some other stuff yesterday, so that's what I'm eating for the next few days. It's pretty yummy though, and it's high in protein, fats, and carbs. Oh, I need to stretch more. So, you had to do the opposite. Exactly. We created synthetic neurotransmitters that our androids could use to communicate with organic flesh. I gotta go work, but I will see you later. Beck says, have the greatest day ever. Teehee. Add the teehee I said at the end of the sentence, as in, you know, hee like the expression. Yeah. That's so good. Well, thank you very much. I hope that you and Beck also have the greatest day ever. I wish you lots of luck with your work, and please enjoy some of your downtime. Thank you very much for tuning in, and please take care of yourself. Thank you for the wet fish slap.
Hedgehogism just conjured fish.
Where did that breakthrough come from, David? Dr. Ashore? Partly. He led the team that built the motor neurons in his analogy. They carry commands from the central nervous OS to individual muscles across the chassis. But the the synthetic analog serotonin, That was actually an old brainchild from the VP of Android Futures, Helen Jung. Jung? Hasn't David mentioned a Dr. Jung before? Sounds impressive. She's one hell of a biochemist. Oh, she was, I guess. Not much time for individual lab work when you get to her kind of pay grade. So Jung collaborated with David on the technology that enabled warm androids. As I thought, whatever went into Sarah that makes the androids so distinct, he couldn't have taken sole credit for. Jung, did he partner with her on this? All done? You ready to get the ad handled? Thanks for humoring me. Can you have it step into the scanner? As he says. Understood. Right then, what are we looking at here? Whoa. There's a lot to unpack here. We theorized that it may have been Assure's pincushion. A pincushion, huh? That would explain some of what I'm reading here. What language is that on the screen? Tess. You know, Tesseract. All noble products and, well, pretty much all products, period, are programmed in Tess. Easy to read and write. Stay compliant. Now, this model, what's it go by? Sarah. This, Sarah model. It's got everything the 16th line has, that's for sure. Organic skin, hybrid muscles, advanced facial processing, and emoting. But there's a lot crammed in here that's still in development. Like, in the idea phases. Solar cell hair strands, decentralized redundant power, mental and physical overclocking with extended tolerances. Data storage is so large I can't... No, wow, wait. He had to measure it using... Hell of a poker face. Wait, decryption and signal hijacking. That's... hacking? Essentially. Does that mean it could hack its own tenants? No, that's unthinkable, literally, for an ad. For an ad to break its tenants would be like you stepping into traffic or dropping a baby. Even if you're physically capable of it, it's not something you would ever choose to do. Some people do walk into traffic. Psychotics, addicts, the mentally ill. Does that mean they are androids? Well, no, there aren't crazy androids, so yeah. Let's look up some more terms real quick. Flash fab. Oh, flash fabrication. Yeah, fabrication, I thought so. Whoops. Ah. And then... what else was there? Where's Tess? Oh yeah, Tesseract. Tesseract 4.6, better known as Tess, is the latest version of the Tesseract programming language, built on top of the Tenant system, and utilized in industries around the globe to code the software that allow androids, robots, holograms, and more to react to their environment, intelligently and with intention. At the start of the century, there was a much greater variety in the number of programming languages available, which to code. Globalization, the standardization of industry procedures, and the gradual erasure of many spoke tongues contributing to the loss of countless programming languages during the mid-21st century. Today, Tess is virtually unchallenged as the global lingua franca program language. The study and teaching of other, older programming languages is mostly done for recreation, hobby, or digital archaeology. Oh, interesting. I wonder if there's a case of that, or like if that's going to happen in the future too. Because we have a lot of programming languages like Python, HTML, C#, C++, and like, yeah, JavaScript. There's heaps. There's even more than that. Mel as well. Yeah, there's so many. I guess my analogy doesn't hold up. That's okay. So, it can't hack itself, but it was given the ability to hack other systems. The industry line is such a capacity The industry line is that such a capacity could be an option in certain emergency scenarios. Breaking through the firewalls and encryption of surrounding electronics to broadcast directly to police or military channels. Speaking of military, this musculoskeletal setup is drastic. I've never seen this on a consumer model. Can you lift a car or something, Sarah? Most cars. It would depend on the center of gravity. Lady, this Sarah could wrestle a public disturbance walker and come out on top. Those stomping behemoths they bring out for riot suppression. And in terms of computational ability, the estimate says... Wait, that can't be right. Look, Doors. I was actually hoping you could tell me something about the software or the metadata. Who worked on it, and when? Right. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. The editing logs have been purged. That doesn't sound very above the board. Sorry, I can't tell you anything about who worked on Sarah, or when. Any chance you can restore those logs? Not here, not with this machine. I'd need the computers that were actually used for programming this model. Any ideas where those would be? Sarah? I cannot answer that question with any accuracy. I had a feeling you might say that. Ads, right. Sorry, I can tell you that code is unique. There's hints of the A16 in there, a few of the same conclusions, it's just... Dr. Shaw, whoever took very different paths to get there. So Sarah has even less in common with every other android on the inside. Sorry, didn't expect to hit a dead end here. Not at all, you've been very helpful. Can we still get the registration done? Yeah, no problem. We've got the software and forms all set up here. Occasionally, we let a new business partner bring one home fresh from the oven, you know. Occasionally, we let a new business partner bring one home fresh from the oven, you know? That sounds so suspicious. Anyway. Oven. Gross. Fresh from the oven. Okay. To keep it warm. Okay. Alright, a few basic questions then. Who's going to be the official owner of this unit? She is. As it says, unless the will disagrees, it's my responsibility. Right then. You fine with the designation, Sarah? We can set it to anything you like. Well, actually... Never mind, Sarah will be fine. Okay, this part's all standard. Civil model, address, contact info I can get from your proms. Do you want to reset to factory defaults? Could clear up a lot of quirks. Not right now. The last thing, then, is the grading. I'm reading 23 tenants here, nothing too far out of the ordinary. 23? That's higher than I expected, talking with it. She seemed more malleable than that. Don't blame yourself. Guessing tenant count from outward appearances has become a crapshoot. Not like it used to be. Used to be they only had 3 tenants total and every unit had to do them. Or had to have them. Gotcha. Then came the first accidents and the first lawsuits, then the hearings and the legislator. And the demand for more tenants. A tenant making sure ads couldn't endanger the state. A tenant stating that ads wouldn't divulge private information without prior consent. There was a campaign calling for a tenant to weigh child and adult lives equally during risk assessment. There was a campaign calling for a tenant to do the opposite. Companies wanted their asses covered. Customers wanted guarantees. There was never much incentive to deny a requested tenant, so the list just ballooned. Until the military entered the market in full force. You sound like you don't approve. I wouldn't go that far. They needed their ads to be able to pull the trigger when ordered to. Without clearing 5,000 lines of bloated hardware decision points to get there, I get that. But since the armies are the only ones using tech with bare minimum tenants, all the best, least cluttered, most elegant code is only used for war games. It's not very romantic. Well, not like I was on the jury. Department of Advanced Defense Projects vs. Zenith Dynamics. The Supreme Court sided with the military's request and set a new precedent that every other army around the world would race to meet. Changing tenants from a mandated list at the root of every ad source code to a choose-your-own checklist. It's funny. Ads with the most tenants, they're so locked up you can't even have a conversation with them. And outside the armed forces, the only ads with single-digit tenant counts are just vacuuming floors. The most impressive ones, like what you've got here, fall somewhere in the middle. Sorry, went on a tangent there. Only thing left is the valuation. What gets evaluated? Total financial worth for insurance purposes. Yeah, the insurance companies made sure we had very accurate algorithms for this. No room for human error, they insisted, with no sense of irony. Wow, I mean, I know it was custom, but what price could they have possibly? That's a lot of digits. You should know, these formulae are pretty conservative with their estimates. Stingy, even. If Sarah's really David's last and greatest work, they say some things are priceless, but when you force an insurance algorithm to pick a number, try not to get any scratches on it, I guess. You spoke differently back there. With Dawes, you spoke like he did, it seems. It seemed. Like I copied his accent. You seem to mirror his effect, his tone. It's called being friendly. What's your point? It was just an observation. You can choose to keep those to yourself, you know. No tenant required. Why were you so concerned about registering me in the first place, Adonai? For the same reason I wouldn't drive around in a car without a license plate. Any cop, or even just a well-placed camera, could have spotted your barcode and seen that it wasn't set up with any actual data. And then they would have arrested me, and they would have thrown me in the slammer. No, they would have arrested me and put you in an evidence locker. An android can't get arrested? People get arrested. Property gets seized. And then smashed. Great, you put us over the weight limit. I did no such... Morgan, Counselor, your presence has been requested on the upper floors. Who's asking? Vice President of Android Futures, Helen Jung. Shouldn't have assumed I still had the opening move. Tell her I'll be right up. I'll redirect your elevator now. Taking control of your elevator is very convenient. Forceful. As if Noble is trying to directly steer your investigation. If Noble wanted to shut me down, they wouldn't bother to be subtle. I suppose they could simply refuse to cooperate. Or just let the elevator drop. Ooh. 3:54 p.m., July 1st, 2086. I think that's a good place to save and end the stream for now, I think. I think that is a good spot. So yeah, um, a bit of an earlier finish, as I do have some things to do, such as driving a metal vehicle, aka metal death machine, which will require a lot of my concentration. But thank you all so much for tuning in. It's been very fun. We're making some good progress in Of the Devil. We should be ending chapter one relatively soon, I believe. At least I think so. I think so. Um, yeah. But yeah, words and things, words and things. But we're definitely finding out a lot more about the androids, how they're made as well, and what makes Sarah so special, which is kind of cool. I really hope we get to see Yumi again because I love Yumi. She's so cool. I love her design so much. And yeah, we'll see where it goes because now we're about to talk to Helen Jung, who was, I believe, from what we saw, with David Ashore before he died, or basically when he was about to die. So that will be interesting to see what happened there. But anyway, thank you all once again for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. And until next time, Lisa moi. Bye bye for now. Take care. Bye.